Kristoffer Velde. We'll open it up to questions. Adam, go ahead.
Kristoffer, moments ago, we learned that Saturday will be Felipe Mora's last game. Obviously, an assist for the equalizing goal a few nights ago. What has he sort of done for your Timbers career and sort of helped you start it, for lack of a better term?
No, he's a great person, first of all, and great athlete. Always comes to training and does his best, never complaining. And I think he's been a big part of the success here in Timbers. And yeah, we'll be sad to see such a great person leave the club. And hopefully, we'll get a good end to his time here and more goals tomorrow. So, or not, I gave him the last assist and for the last goal in his Timbers jersey. So, also a nice thing to remember.
Glenn, Jeremy.
Yeah, more on you personally, you coming in. What kind of impact were you telling yourself that you needed to have on the game against Dallas, and how did you think you played overall? Because you haven't spoken about your performance against Dallas.
No, I always try to do the things I think I'm good at, and sometimes you succeed, sometimes you're not. And yeah, to be honest, I didn't succeed with a lot last game. One off the post and one saved by the goalkeeper, and yeah, one assist for people. So I think I had better games. I think everybody was shocked by my performance. I try to do the things I can do every time, and yeah, it looked good against Dallas, but at the end of the day, we didn't win. So yeah, it doesn't matter too much.
Now that you've returned to the club following the birth of your child, congratulations to that, by the way. What has been the biggest change that you've seen just amongst the training and the mood of the team? Does that have to do with the results, or does that have to do with just like a new refound focus on learning basics and stuff?
No, obviously the results helps. It helps you a lot coming into a new weekend and a new week. So, but yeah, I think a lot of things changed from the first day we came in and after the vacation. I think the clarity and just doing the basics and competing in training has been a massive step in the right direction. And yeah, everybody was happy with the preseason. Everybody felt like they were involved and everybody was competing, and that's what we kind of lacked the last 6 months. And yeah, you can see the results and you can see the XG against and for us, because we don't look like a team which will concede a lot of goals every game now, and we look dangerous in the attack. So it looks pretty good.
In the last game also, when you entered on the left side of the pitch, you had David Da Costa as your supporting runner, and sometimes that flexed over to be Cole Bassett when he wasn't serving you switches from the other side of the field. Just now that you're closer to one of your other teammates and you aren't as isolated on that left wing, how do you think that impacts your game?
Yeah, like this game they was trying to feed me because I was in a flow state there and creating a lot of chances. So, and also I need to mention that the fullback was pretty tired and he was on a yellow card after 10 seconds with me on the field. So yeah, like every game is different. Sometimes they isolate you, sometimes you have more space. So, but obviously, yeah, it helps that you have players like Da Costa and Cole around you, also forward coming and overlapping, doing a huge effort or for opening space for me. And yeah, like I said, every game is different. Sometimes you're more isolated and sometimes the teams have a different plan for you, and you just need to face it and try to solve it. So maybe tomorrow will be different, and we'll have two guys on me, and it will be a different game. But you just need to face it and try to make the most out of it.
Any more questions in the room?
No daddy questions?
You mentioned earlier kind of the differences you've seen in training. I guess what was kind of the big difference in Jack's first two games and the first two games after the break, maybe then compared to Phil's tenure in the beginning of the season?
No, Phil was a great coach and a nice human being, and like it didn't work out in the end, and now we had a fresh start with some fresh faces, and yeah, the first game I wasn't here, so I don't know too much, but I saw the result and I saw bits of the game and it looked amazing. So yeah, obviously something changed, and I think it just comes down to the basic work, and like I said, competing and training, and every player feeling like they're part of the team, and yeah, feel like they're valuable, and yeah, I think you come a long way with that, not just a few players which should run the show. Like everybody's here to help, and I think Jack did an amazing job. He's been brilliant, and and he sees everybody. And yeah, so far so good. We haven't lost a game yet, so there's a lot of good things.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.